Here we are. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, good. We are live. Welcome back. Carlos and Chantel here.
Yes.
The
Welcome.
nightcap, Monday nightcap. Hey, review of our day. Things we're working on, processing with clients. I'm sure you got a few awesome stories and things you've been working on. How was your day?
Good. Yeah. Lots of um actually like I would say because we've been working on the 12-week year,
Yep.
right? So we're coming into the end of March. We talk about the 12-week year and how, if we give ourselves a year to accomplish a goal, then we'll take a year.
Yep. True.
But if we shrink that into 12 weeks, then we get a lot more done. And so a lot of our clients have been working through some of that stuff too. And so today there was a lot of focus on that, kind of, looking at, what it looks like to end this first 12 weeks, what we've accomplished. So celebrating the things that we've accomplished and then also acknowledging what the next 12-week looks like. So preparing for, your big three for the next 12 weeks. So we talked a little bit about that.
Wow.
I had I had a real cool mentorship with a client who's been a client for a few years, her and her husband, and recognizing that they had some challenges last week in communication. They had um, some, you know, things with business where he was working extra hours, not necessarily communicating. So, you know, the way she described it, it was like, the two lions rose up and handled their business, but they weren't communicating. And then when they were communicating, it was like,
Roar.
and
We
so,
can't relate at all, can
yeah.
we?
Mhm. So, but the cool part about that was her acknowledgement of just how far they've come, right? Having experienced a week like last week and the lack of communication that they found themselves in, right? Because we all deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Once they were able to recognize it and acknowledge it, they were able to come together, communicate, create a solution and a game plan
It's powerful.
for this week. And so she started the call with, yeah, I feel encouraged about this week. And then she went in and told me about all this stuff. So the beginning of the call, like I never would have even thought that there was challenges
It's so
because
good.
the way that were able to utilize their tools and communicate, the way that they've learned to communicate and power through these kind of circumstances set them up for being excited for this week and what that looks like. Even though they're still looking at, long hours, they have a game plan. They've pre-gamed. They're talking about ways that they can
Super good.
communicate in the midst of it. So that was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Like how those things come about with urgency. I'm relating personally, like when we have urgency, it's expected things happen. Like when there's an urgency, when there's an emergency, like if there was a fire you had to go put out, of course you're not going to be mad at your husband for putting out a fire. Like literally, physically, like he's out, fighting the fire out in the forest or whatever, and you're like, oh, he saved the house, right? You get what I'm saying? But yet there's urgency sometimes in business and things you got to deal with and take care of. A wife, a husband, either way, it could go either way, are very understanding if we'll just communicate that
Mm-hmm.
and create a plan together as a team. When I just do something and expect her just to know, well, she should just know I got to do this. I ever hear that a lot. Well, I just got to do it. You want food on the table? You want a roof over your head? You want the bills paid? And how do you think expect the good bills to get paid? I mean, we've dealt with people having these conflicts, so it's real. Like
Mm-hmm.
the man expects the wife to know, well, I'm going to work so that we can have food. I'm going to work so the bills can get paid. And I got to work extra, okay? Because it was a slow month last month, or whatever the think case may be. Or I've got lots of fulfillment to do. Or we're going to lose clients, and then we're going to lose more money. Like there's always something, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think really when we look at the why behind the need to communicate and how, right? There's a couple of things that cause us to be either successful in our communication
Yep.
or to experience a compound of negative experience
Yeah.
in the communication. And those two things are validation and consideration.
Wow. Come on.
So when we have the ability, and maybe we don't, maybe you weren't raised with the ability to know how to validate somebody,
Sure.
but that's where the communication between each other, like what validates you, what do you need to feel validated,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the consideration part. So validation and consideration are huge in the midst of especially marriage
100%.
relationships.
Yep.
So if we choose to operate from a place of like really I want my my wife or my husband's feelings to be acknowledged, for them to be validated, and how can I consider them in whatever I'm doing, right? What is happening, whether it has to do with work, you have to deal with clients, time, planning, all of those things. What do I need to do that shows consideration for the team,
Yeah. Come on.
right?
Yeah, it's interesting. So when I think of validation, even as a man, recognizing validation doesn't mean you have to agree.
That's right.
I think a lot of people think that, oh, if I validate, I'm agreeing with them, and I don't agree right now. No, you're just allowing them to be heard.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Allowing them to express an emotion better out than in. You know, what if we lived in a world where people actually were, it was okay to express themselves so they didn't get ulcers, so they didn't get stress and knots in their shoulders, right? Just release it,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's really interesting how that works. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's real. um, when we don't feel validated, we hold on, and then we create this scenario where we need to prove ourselves, prove our feelings, prove our why, right? And then
Good point.
it's hard to kind of move on.
Yeah.
We get stuck because we're not feeling validated, right? We get stuck on whatever it is. We get stuck on, you know, uh, that feeling, that feeling that I can't move on from.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like in that emotional state,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody's allowing you to release it. So you're just caught up in it. Or, oh, I don't want to burden anybody with the way I'm feeling because it doesn't line up with what I want in my life. Of course, we get that and we understand that. But again, being able to release that is super powerful.
And it's like dealing with our kids, right? Your feelings are valid. You get to be frustrated. You can be totally frustrated right now, and you can get over it. You can do the hard thing. You can take responsibility for what needs to be done and move forward. And it's just a choice, right?
It's
it's
good.
it's the emotion that we get stuck in, like, needing to prove a point. Like, no, your feelings are valid.
That's true. I'm upset about this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
Well,
Doesn't mean I have to agree. Doesn't mean I even, like she said with your kids, I even have to change what the situation is.
right.
You know, it is what it is, and
Right, even
sometimes it's
even with
part of
each
just.
other,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because we have the innate ability to be able to challenge each other
Yeah.
to level up or work harder at something, right?
I know for me, even back to that whole validation thing, and I think the arguments in our brain are what happened to us. I thought, I actually believed that if I validated someone in their crap and their frustration, that I would enable them. And that's the last thing that I want to do is enable someone to get stuck and stay stuck. But what's interesting, it's the
Opposite.
opposite. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So the same belief, that caused him to not validate is actually what was like jumping in the crab bucket with it.
And cause frustration even for you.
Yeah.
Like where I'm like, and that was the whole phrase. So if you've ever heard this, might be a good chance you're not validating your spouse if they say, "You're not hearing me." And yet you can repeat it back to them. You can do all the things to prove that I really did just hear you. No, you're not validating me. That's more accurate.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's even like languaging, right? Some people don't know how to ask for validation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's good.
Just like your point, to your point,
Mm-hmm.
saying you're not hearing me. Like I have this frustration. I feel misunderstood because you can repeat to me all the day long, but you're not acknowledging my feelings,
That's right.
right? So validation is the acknowledgement of the feeling,
That's right.
right? It's the acknowledgement that, like, yeah, that must suck.
I'm
Right?
real. I think that's what's interesting too.
And I understand that
That's right.
you're feeling that way. I don't have to understand from my perspective, but that's, yeah, that must suck. Like you're really sunburnt and that probably itches real bad, right? Like it's just like any other feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
being
good.
able to like I don't have to understand from my perspective if I'm not sunburnt, but I can certainly, lend some validation to you that that might suck, that you might be hurt.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before, but I cannot reiterate this enough. When you do not validate someone, I can talk from experience from me and watching her as well. You make them feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You do, because they're trying to express their emotions. And when you don't hear them and you try to fix it, men, most of the time it's men, you just want to fix it. And believe me, she's done that to me too. And I'm like, wait a second, you're not hearing me either. I just want to express this way that I'm feeling crazy right now. I've actually learned to say that I'm like, I'm just feeling a little crazy right now. I promise. I know it's not the right thing to be feeling, but it is. But it is. And I
Not
know
about
that through
right.
validation, well, at times I know that it's not the proper way of thinking, but I'm stuck. And that's what I realized because I'm stuck in that emotion. I'm stuck in that cycle, that story, that belief in that moment. And it's like, help me, help me. And part of how you can help is you hear me, and then I can release it. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. So, what I'm feeling in that moment, the emotion that I'm experiencing, and it's challenging for me at times too, because I know it's a crazy thought. I know it doesn't make any sense, especially when it comes to my kids. Like, I get this thought of I'm a horrible father, I'm a horrible husband, I suck, and from old stories, old programming that can still rear its head. And then but at least now I'm like, babe, I just need some help here. I'm not seeing this right, and it's got me stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm describing what you're probably experiencing too. You just don't know how to describe it. So if you're trying to express an emotion and you're not being heard and you're very frustrated, we get it. We understand. But are you willing to hear someone? Because chances are, if you're not being heard, maybe you're not hearing others as well. It's true because a lot of times we judge others by what we're currently not doing or doing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important that we recognize if you want to reap validation, then sow validation. Give validation if you want to receive validation. Does that make sense? It's really an important key here because it will create that if you're willing to do that.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, good stuff. Been a great day.
How was your day?
Well, busy. Yeah, trying to figure out. It's funny. You and I are on the same wavelength. Like this whole 12-week year, we're finishing strong. This is our final week. That's what I was expressing to the men in the men's call was like, this is it. How'd you do last year? You know? And then have you made your big three for this year for the next 12 weeks? And I actually went through it as an example, because we also encourage that you at least have one of your big threes, that you have goals for your new year resolution, 12-week year, starting in April, in health, finances, or cash flow, or business, something that's going to affect your finances, right? And relationships. Important to keep a balance in your flow and balance in your life, to feel fulfilled, to feel complete, to feel whole. Those three categories are vital. I'm telling you. Because if you don't have your health, you ain't got nothing, man. You seriously meaning you can't. If you're dead, you don't do anybody any good. And what's interesting is like I had looked back and I thought, you know what I did? I was headed for 230, but I just was looking at it and because I had written something when I started this at the beginning of this year, January, and I started like 255. So in 12 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. Hey, that's gonna be my new life, though. I'm not, oh, I'm gonna just go off my diet. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. So that was one health goal that I reached. How about you? How do you feel about your health and some of your targets you set for last 12 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, mine's sculpting too,
Mm-hmm.
so
Oh,
I
damn, you are sculpting. Yeah, looking good.
I definitely feel like I'm I'm very much on track. Um,
Health goals, image goals, right? I think health and image is a big part of it because it's identity goals. Maybe that's a better way to even really put it as a category because your health does connect to your identity. That's even part of why I'm now dropping weight. I dropped my judgment towards myself. In my healthier, more fit, athletic self, I had judgment. So maybe there's something you need to take a look at in your life. I know for Chantel, something that's been awesome. Tattoos, baby! Whoa! That's what made me think of that because you're finishing
I
strong.
know. Were you asking me, or are you gonna tell it?
I want to hear it,
Oh,
your
okay.
version of it. But I was like, just thinking of that, I was like, yeah, you're getting to finish strong there. That was a goal,
Yeah.
and we reached it. But that's what made me think about image. So it's more than sometimes because she has great health. Yeah, really good health. She got better insurance than I did. Yeah. That's an awesome thing. Seriously, really awesome. So very, very I mean, let's just go here. True 12 months back. The health wasn't so good. We were trying to do the in vitro stuff. And if we think about this
That's
time
before.
in 2024, we were doing this January, February, March. We were doing the in vitro stuff, right?
No, before.
2023. Well, 2 years later. But seriously, it's interesting to look at those things and then recognize where we are now. Both of us. That was a hard time, and now in a totally different place and totally amazing that you're in the top percentile of healthy people. So then image. That's why I said image. So tell us about your tattoos.
Well, for me, the tattoos for me are not necessarily the image. It's more the meaning. But I'm finishing my sleeve
Well, what's the meaning?
tomorrow. Well, it's our training. It's our belief, our character of
It's a
how we see,
representation.
yeah, how we're created.
Yeah, it's
Right.
good.
We have a lot of so four faces of God that we have a training on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the lion, the ox, and the eagle, and so Carlos has those as well, and I'm working on mine. So
She is super excited about it. And then I'm going to work on mine too. That'll probably be in this second year,
mm-hmm.
second 12-week year. But you'll get to finish strong, finish your whole sleeve. So far, you have beautiful eagle, beautiful ox.
I have
And
a
then this,
lioness, but I'm finishing with the rest of the family, the pride.
mm-hmm, it's pretty awesome. It's exciting. So it is a little bit of, I guess, because you and I connect so strong with that as a part of our identity
mm-hmm.
and recognizing God in our lives and recognizing the four faces of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
that's for me. It's more about that than image. Like it's not
well,
for.
when I said image, I meant identity,
Yeah,
like
well,
identity and how we connect to that so well.
mm-hmm.
It's on you, it's going to be a part of your body. So,
Sure.
it's not like you're going to be able to change your sleeve here in, next year or something. So, it's a vital part.
Yeah.
So, it definitely connects to image and identity and a goal for what you wanted to improve in yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's more to come. So we're on the health issue. What's next? What's in the second 12 weeks for you? What's going to be your goal for the second 12 weeks?
So for me, when you talk about relationships, like one of mine.
No, I was talking about health.
Oh, okay. Well, fitness wise
Mm-hmm.
would be I would say like shrinking about 10 pounds worth
Okay.
in this next 12 weeks.
Okay. 10
I
pounds. That's good.
also want to be able to do a pull up.
Nice.
I'm
In this
assisted.
next 12 weeks?
Yeah.
All right. All right, coach. You hear
And
that?
I also want to be able to do a pistol squat without a box under me.
So you mean you don't have to sit on it? You could just go and
Well,
get
I'm
back
not,
up
yeah,
without
that a
anything.
box is not my target, that I'm actually going all the way down.
Wow. Yeah, I saw coach do that.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Goals.
Yeah.
How about you?
The 10 pounds down to 230 for sure. And definitely the shaping, the sculpting now, the six
Mm-hmm.
pack. Are you still going for a six pack
Yeah.
in this 12 weeks too?
Yeah.
Okay. See,
And
cutting
and peach butt.
peach butt. She's pretty much really close to that now. I mean, I know she has a little bit higher standards as far as for herself. And damn, I'm saying, woo, I like it a lot. It is shaping up. Those things are working. But yeah, for me too. Also, is my butt. I don't really. I'm starting to see the muscle in the butt. I didn't ever have really strong butt muscles, so it's never really been rounded, and it's kind of been a flat back. It's kind of a cultural thing, but it's possible. It is. I can tell. I'm like, whoa, I'm actually seeing something. But part of it is because I was um, so much cellulite around the waist and my back fat. Any of you have that? So it just looks like it goes from back to butt and just straight down. Well, now that I'm starting to lose the fat in my back and my waist, then it is actually starting to see where I actually have a butt starting to come out. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, I would say sculpting my chest and my abs, working on that more, dropping the extra 10 pounds. Yeah, getting to 230 is a good one. 230, 235. I definitely believe 10 or 15 pounds. So yeah, and the pecs looking good. I know we talked about bench pressing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be good to continue to get stronger and healthier together,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And of course, then the tattoo that is scheduled for this time, right? I'm in May or what? I can't remember.
I
Anyways,
think you're actually in April.
April. So that's I'm going to get the breastplate. And yeah, we were talking about that, what that would look like. That has to do with identity and imagery for sure. Just like you have your cool Hebrew writing, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really cool. I really appreciate and like tattoos now a lot. There's something very creative about it and very bold, making a statement. And for me and for us, actually, it's a statement of our connection to the Father, connection to the Son, connection to the Spirit, right? And connection to our best identity, really. Three in one, combined in us, through us, and in us. You know, it's powerful. So, yeah. So that's health. Now, you started talking about relationship.
Well,
One of the big
the
ones in
thing for
relationship.
relationship was more is more for me personally. It's about our home.
Mm-hmm.
I have some goals for our home over the next 12 week, um, as we wrap up. You know, the build
Mm-hmm.
and transition to prepare our home for retreats
Yes,
again.
it's
So
real. Everyone was like, "Oh, so you think you'll be able to do the retreat in August at your house?" Yes,
yeah,
for sure. That
yeah.
is without a doubt now.
So for me, it's we've had people living with us for the last 4 years, and so it is a transition, and so I'm excited to work on that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
that's gonna be awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a relationship thing, but there's also something very, very awesome happening in the middle of our 12-week year, in the middle of May. There's a couple dreams coming true, and it's very purposeful for our relationship, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
My cruise.
Yeah,
Our anniversary cruise to the Greek Isles
that's right.
on Virgin
Super
Cruise
pumped.
Line.
Yep. I love when a plan comes together. I love how God works. Like in that was in December. I was looking and I asked her. I just asked her, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if we get some deals at the end of the year, deals, specials, or something. And sure enough, it popped up. And my dream is to go on a Virgin cruise because I love their excellence, their standards. Richard Branson is incredible, and so he knows how to do it well and has a lot of amenities and luxuries. I love that. high end stuff. It's nice. And then Greek islands, like the two paired up, and it literally leaves the day after our anniversary. If that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. But yeah, seriously, May 11th, we will be setting sail from Athens, Greece, and I don't even know the thing, but it's up there. It's officially booked, and I'm
We'll be
excited
the
for that.
excited about it.
And I believe for us, it's going to take us to the next level in our relationship. The commitment, the love, the connection, experiencing that together for the first time. Neither one of us have been to the Greek islands. We've wanted to. Mamma mia. And so that's going to be fun and adventurous. Plus, I want to make it special for our anniversary. This is our 14th.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very special one, actually. A very monumental one. This might be insignificant for you guys, but I'm going to tell you anyways. It's very significant for me personally and my bride, but we are passing up my previous marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So that was about 13 years and a little bit of change. Actually, would have been about 13, but it got, yeah, delayed. Not by my choice, but but the point is like this is it. We're actually crossing over that threshold to have been married longer and having epic versus the chaos that it was before.
Yeah.
And the
It's a pretty
chaos
big
that
deal.
I created, I own that. I know I did, but now it's a pretty significant moment. So we're gonna savor that. I am at least, and I'm gonna make it special. So not only is it special that we're going to the Greek islands, not only is it special that we're doing Virgin, my dream, her dream, right? But then also a monumental time for our anniversary, 14 years, which is perfection. 7 7, right? 7 plus 7 is 14. I love numbers. I love those things. So, but I actually am excited to. I was telling the guys this, and I'm gonna redo our vows on this anniversary. So we used to do that more often in the beginning, and we've encouraged other couples to do it. So I'm gonna follow through with it and do it, and maybe we'll do it in Athens or we'll find something special. But we'll find a special moment. But I want to do that. I'm excited for that. It's really, really gonna be cool because we change over
Yeah.
time. We all change. Our commitment gets greater. So why not redo it and keep redoing it and keep
Renew it.
renewing it? Renew it. Renew it. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
We don't need to redo anything because it's done. It's awesome. But renew
Yeah.
and refresh it because, again, it does change. There's no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. Even in the beginning of our marriage, when we were doing this, the vows each anniversary, we want to get back into that habit. It's awesome. And now's a good time. So, yeah, there's a relationship goal that's going to be super
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very good one. And then we have 3 weddings. If those aren't relationship
Lots
things,
of travel,
yeah.
lots of time that we'll be
Mm-hmm.
spending with
Mm-hmm.
some of our favorite clients. So
That's right.
we're
Our
excited about
community,
that.
our people, our peeps, our legacy leadership. So yeah, it's a very significant year for, or 12-week year for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually then brings in our business and our cash flow stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my big three in there. It involves developing the company more. We're duplicating with our legacy leadership. They're hosting one of the retreats,
Yes.
and we are
That's a
excited
big deal.
to continue to grow and launch our school community.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard of that, it's Epic Your Life, our school community. I create what I want. It's one of our shirts. So
So skool.com/ epic your life. And there's affiliate link for them
yeah,
now too.
super pumped.
So when you sign up, if you bring a couple of friends, your membership can be free.
Yep,
It's really awesome. We're excited that they're launching that for the school platform.
that's right. So this 12-week year, we're really gonna continue to grow our community, and we're almost
Mm-hmm.
at capacity. That's another big thing for this year, this 12-week year of one-on-one mentorships, and we're working a lot more focused with our leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So our capacity is really getting full. So we're excited then to expand our community more and do more group stuff, group mentorship, and creating content that you need and love, and we can do it together. So our leadership, empowering them. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
So that will definitely be an advancement for our business, which will impact our cash flow and bottom line.
Yep.
as we grow. So
It's good.
lots of great goals for this next 12-week year. What are yours? Seriously, drop them in the comments. Tell us what you're looking forward to. How'd you do on this last 12-week year? And then what's it look like for you in this next 12-week year?
Or for you, the last 3 months. What have you been up to? What have you done thus far in this year?
Yeah, how's
And
it
how
going?
can you create a marker in the next 12 weeks? So we'd love to hear from you.
That's right. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in with us today and being a part of this. If there's something you want us to talk about, a category or something you want us, a topic you want us to cover, drop it in the comments as
Ask us
well. Yeah,
anything.
yeah. We love it. We enjoy it. So have a great week.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.